Exercise 109. Wren and Martin. Turn the following into indirect speech. I am a dead man. Party, said Nelson. I am going fast. It will be all over with me soon. Come nearer to me. Let my dear Lady Hamilton have my hair, and all other things belonging to me. Nelson told Hardy that he was a dead man. He was going fast and it would be all over with him soon. He asked Hardy to go nearer to him and said that his dear Lady Hamilton should have his hair and all other things belonging to him. He said to the shoemaker, "You are a big blockhead. You have done the reverse of what I desired you. I told you to make one of the shoes larger than the other, and, instead of that, you have made one of them smaller than the other." He called the shoemaker a big blockhead, as he had done the reverse of what he had desired him. He reminded the shopkeeper that he had told him to make one of the shoes larger than the other, and, instead of that, he had made one of them smaller than the other. I can extend no other mercy to you, said the Raja, except permitting you to choose what kind of death you wish to die. Decide immediately, for the sentence must be carried out. I admire your kindness, noble prince, said the jester. I choose to die of old age. The Raja told the jester that he could extend no other mercy to him except permitting him to choose what kind of death he wished to die. He ordered him to decide immediately, for the sentence must be carried out. The jester said that he admired his kindness and chose to die of old age. Her mother said, "You must go straight to your grandmother's cottage and not loiter on the way. There is a wolf in the wood through which you are going, but if you keep to the road, he won't do you any harm. Now, will you be a good girl and do as I tell you?" Her mother told her that she must go straight to her grandmother's cottage and not loiter on the way. There was a wolf in the wood through which she was going, but if she kept to the road, he would not do her any harm. She asked her to be a good girl and do as I told her. Next morning at breakfast his wife said to him, "George, I think I can tell what is amiss with our clock." "Well, what is it?" he sharply asked. "It wants winding up," said his partner. Next morning at breakfast his wife told George that she thought she could tell what was amiss with their clock. He sharply asked what it was. His partner replied that it wanted winding up. A fawn one day said to her mother, "Mother, you are bigger than a dog, and swifter and better winded, and you have horns to defend yourself. How is it that you are so afraid of the hounds?" She smiled and said, "All this, my child, I know fully well, but no sooner do I hear a dog bark, than, somehow or other, my heels take me off as fast as they can carry me." A fawn one day told her mother that she was bigger than a dog, and swifter and better winded, and she had horns to defend herself. How was it that she was so afraid of the hounds? Her mother smiled and said that she knew all that fully well, But no sooner did he hear a dog bark than, somehow or other, her heels took her off as fast as they could carry her. Said a young mole to her mother, "Mother, I can see." So her mother put a lump of frankincense before her, and asked her what it was. "A stone," said the young one. "Oh, my child," said the mother, "not only do you not see, but you cannot even smell." A young mole told her mother that she could see. So her mother put a lump of frankincense before her, and asked her what it was. The young one replied that it was a stone. The mother exclaimed that not only did she not see, but she could not even smell. "What are you doing, good old woman?" said the princess. "I'm spinning, my pretty child." "Ah, how charming! Let me try if I can spin also." The princess asked the woman what she was doing. She replied that she was spinning. The princess exclaimed that it was very charming and wanted to try if she could spin also. "You say," said the judge, "that the bag you lost contained 110 pounds. "Yes, Your Honor," replied the miser. "Then as this one contains 100 pounds, it cannot be yours." The judge asked the miser if the bag he had lost contained 110 pounds. The miser replied that it did. Then the judge concluded that as that one contained 100 pounds, it could not be his. He answered slowly, "Alas! My dear son, why do you ask the one thing I cannot grant you? Your hands are too weak to rein those fiery beasts. You do not know the path. Come, ask something else, anything but that." He answered slowly, asking his son sadly why he asked the one thing he could not grant him. His hands were too weak to rein those fiery beasts. He did not know the path. Therefore, he asked his son to ask something else, anything but that. The speaker said, "I entirely object to the proposal. I object to it as founded on a wrong principle, and I object to it as highly inconvenient at this time. Have you considered all that this proposal involves? Gentlemen, I entreat you to be cautious." The speaker declared that he entirely objected to the proposal. He objected to it as founded on a wrong principle and as highly inconvenient at that time. He questioned me that they had considered all that the proposal involved. He entreated them to be cautious. Kaushalya said to Rama, "Do not desire, O my child, to possess the moon, because it is thousands of miles off, and it is not a plaything for children, and no child ever got it. If you wish, I will bring some jewels that are brighter than the moon, and you can play with them." Kaushalya forbade her child Rama to desire to possess the moon, because it was thousands of miles off, and it was not a plaything for children, and no child had ever got it. If he wished, she would bring some jewels that were brighter than the moon, and he could play with them. The hen bird was just about to lay, and she said to her mate, "Cannot you find me some place convenient for laying my eggs?" "And is not this," he replied, "a very good place for the purpose?" "No," she answered, "for it is continually overflowed by the tide." "Am I, then, become so feeble," he exclaimed, "that the eggs laid in my house are to be carried away by the sea?" The hen bird laughed and said, "There is some considerable difference between you and the sea." The hen bird was just about to lay, and she asked her mate whether he could find her some place convenient for laying her eggs. He asked whether that was not a very good place for the purpose. She answered that it was not, for it was continually overflowed by the tide. Then he asked in emotion whether he had become so feeble that the eggs laid in his house were to be carried away by the sea. The hen bird laughed and said that there was some considerable difference between him and the sea. A cat, hearing that a hen was laid up sick in her nest, paid her a visit of condolence, and creeping up to her, said, "How are you, my dear friend? What can I do for you? What are you in want of? Only tell me. Is there anything in the world that I can bring you? Keep up your spirits, and do not be alarmed." "Thank you," said the hen. "Do you be good enough to leave me, and I have no fear, but I shall soon be well." A cat, hearing that a hen was laid up sick in her nest, paid her a visit of condolence, and creeping up to her, asked how she was, what he could do for her, and what she was in want of. He asked her to tell him whether there was anything in the world that he could bring her. He advised her to keep up her spirits and not to be alarmed. The hen thanked him and asked him to be good enough to leave her. She told him that she had no fear, but she would soon be well. "Sweet child," he answered, "do not fret, for I can make you happier here than ever you could have been on the earth. I will give you beautiful things to play with, which a queen would envy. Rubies and diamonds shall be your toys, and your plates shall be of solid gold. All the beautiful things you see belong to me, for I am king of this rich underworld." But she only replied, "I was happy playing with the pebbles on the seashore, and I care only for the sparkle of the little waves on the shining sand. Here there are no flowers, no sun," and she wept anew. He asked the child not to fret, for he could make her happier there than ever she could have been on the earth. He would give her beautiful things to play with, which a queen would envy. He promised that rubies and diamonds would be her toys, and her plates would be of solid gold. All the beautiful things she saw belonged to him, for he was the king of that rich underworld. But she only replied that she had been happy playing with the pebbles on the seashore, and she cared only for the sparkle of the little waves on the shining sand. Saying that there were no flowers, no sun there, she wept anew.